Secondly, the hearing of this individual raised questions that I'm sure a lot of people were surprised about. Why did we spend so darn much time talking about a musical recording, the J6 choir? We did because Mr. Patel basically denied any knowledge of the creation of this musical enterprise and the people who were involved in it. He was very proud of the musical selection, which he was playing at rallies for President Trump, and he was very much involved in calling these folks political prisoners who had stormed the Capitol on January 6th. And yet, when we asked him about him, he denied that he had any real knowledge of who was involved and what they were doing here. I look at, I'm trying to find one quote. He was on Steve Bannon's show. Mr. Patel claimed he didn't have anything to do with the January 6th prison choir, which includes January 6th rioters who violently assaulted police officers. Here's what he said to Steve Bannon, quote, "We got this idea to record the January 6th prisoners who recite the national anthem every night from the DC prison. Then we took that to the studio, so we mastered and digitized it." I mean, that's a direct contradiction under oath of his involvement. What difference does it make? A recording, come on, Durbin, move on. The recording was of political prisoners who stormed this Capitol and assaulted 140 of our best and brightest and most well-trained people that guard us every single day, the Capitol Police and their DC counterparts. They are trying to, some people are trying to lionize the insidious effort by these thugs who came and stormed the Capitol and were screaming out, "Hang Vice President Pence." I hope that we don't fall into this trap of trying to rewrite history as to what happened on January 6th. That was an atrocious display of political might, and at the expense of some wonderful people who guard us every single day in this Capitol. There are some here who wouldn't, when we went through this hearing, they disparaged the very thought that these people would be pardoned if they were guilty of violence against the police. One of my colleagues here called it absurd and hypothetical. Well, it turned out to not be so absurd. On the first day he was president, and the second term, Donald Trump issued a blanket pardon for all those who had been arrested. Mr. Patel was part of this lionization of these thugs who took over the Capitol or tried to take it over on that day. I don't want history to be wrong or misleading about what actually happened. Now what's happening? Questionnaires are going out in the Department of Justice and the FBI as to whether individuals serving our country in those agencies were involved in January 6 prosecutions. Yesterday, I met an individual who wants to be the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche. Made a good impression. Some of you probably met him too. He appears to be a well-versed, well-trained attorney. He was personal attorney to President Trump in one of his lawsuits. Back in the day, he was working for the U.S. Attorney's Office in New York. And I asked him, when you started working there, did they let you pick and choose the files you worked on? He said, of course not. You were
Heated Senate Judiciary Committee hearing. Tensions rise as Senator Dick Durbin challenges Kash Patel's involvement in the January 6th choir and accuses efforts to rewrite history. Senator John Kennedy fires back, defending the Department of Justice's right to question past prosecutions and urging fairness under new leadership.
Particularly if you're low in seniority, you were assigned cases. So I said, to say that a person worked on a January 6th case, if they are new to the agency, is it possible that they were ordered to do that case? He said, it's possible. I said, should that be held against him? He didn't think it should, nor does anyone else, I hope. They did the job they were assigned to do. And now we have this kind of survey of the Department of Justice and the FBI to determine who was involved in the January 6th prosecutions. If this is an effort to punish them, dismiss them, or treat them poorly because they did what they were supposed to do as professionals, that's wrong.
All those in favor of approving subcommittees and subcommittee membership say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. The ayes appear to have it, do have it, and committee rules are adopted. Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to respond briefly. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to respond briefly to my colleague, Senator Durbin. Senator, I listened carefully to what you said. I do not know a single member of this body that condones what happened on January 6th. And I want to be very clear. But the United States Supreme Court has been very clear. The United States Supreme Court has ruled that the United States Department of Justice overcharged many of the January 6th defendants using an Enron era obstruction of justice statute. And I don't see anything wrong with the Department of Justice under new leadership finding out or trying to find out why that happened. I'm curious. I know you're a good lawyer. You should be curious too. That's the only point I wanted to make.
Mr. Chairman?
Before you speak,
Yes, sir.
If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more political insight.